Hi everyone, I'm Chris Fay. I'm the author of the Disaster Crime series, and I have a blog titled Write with Fay. On my blog, there's a page titled 100 Marketing Tips, and that's where this YouTube video series came from. Today's video is about book events. I recently went to my first book event as a featured author, and I got some ideas for more things that I could do based on what I was doing and what I saw other authors doing. First, when you go to a book event, try and think of how you can create an atmosphere with your table. I did this with my table. My newest release was Tsunami Crimes, which is set in Oahu, Hawaii. My characters go to a luau, and my book event was set in Florida, so my table was a luau. I had a bright blue tablecloth. I had shells on the top of my table. I had a blow-up palm tree balloon. It was small, but it was there. It was on my table. I just created an atmosphere, and you can do that too. What your story is about can inspire your table or the setting of your story, even the setting of where the book event is. Create an atmosphere so when someone comes up to their table, they feel like they're somewhere else, or they just get an idea for your story or the setting of your story. Invest in a banner. I noticed that those authors with one of those great big banners behind their table with the banner stand got a lot of readers. It seemed that readers were attracted to those tables and they were attracted to those banners. I'm planning on having a banner at my next book event. Your banner can have all of your branding information on it. And if you haven't watched my branding video, you can do that right after watching this one. Have your name, your author tagline, and your logo on your banner. You do not need a picture of yourself because we all change over the years. And you do not need a picture of one of your books or any of the cover art for your books because we always come out with a new book or a new trilogy or a new series. So that banner could get old. You want just your name, your tagline, and your logo because that's not going to change. Something you can consider for your banner is the colors. What colors do you use for your brand? On your website, on your blog? Use those colors on your banner too. It's a part of your branding. You can also do a table banner. This is something that goes over the top of your table and goes over the side. It can have your name, your tagline, and your logo on it. It's just like the banner behind you, but this one will be on your table at the front where people could see it and know, okay, well, that's Chris Fay right there, sitting right there. So you can have that too, or you can just pick one or the other. You can have the table banner, or you can have the big banner behind you with the banner stand. Tabletop easels. I created a tabletop easel with the cover art for Hurricane Crimes because Hurricane Crimes is just sold as an ebook because it's under 50 pages, but it's a part of my series and I wanted to show it. It's the first book in my series. So I created a tabletop easel and I had that on my table to attract readers and so I could also tell them that this is book one, it's an ebook. You can do that for any of your ebooks too when you're at a book event. Business cards. Before, I said that I love business cards, and it's true. You might think that having a business card at a book event might not be useful because readers don't want business cards, but that's not true. Quite a few readers picked up my business card because I had it on my table. But the best part about having a business card at a book event is that you can give it to all of the authors attending and collect their business cards. Also, a lot of book bloggers and book reviewers go to book events. I had quite a few book bloggers come up to me to tell me about their blog or website and give me their card. So when they gave me theirs, I gave them mine. You can do that. Postcards. I also love postcards. Now, these are not postcards that you actually mail, but it's a postcard that you can design. On my postcards, I have the cover art for my book or one of my books. Next to it, I have part of the blurb. I had to condense it a little bit. And on the back are the cover arts for a few of my other books that I've published. You can do that, or you can have a postcard with one side is the cover art and the other side is the blurb for your book. I did this for the Disaster Crime series because I knew that if people aren't sure about getting into a new series, they could pick up those postcards with the blurbs to read later, and if they sound good, if they sound interesting, they can slowly, one by one, start reading those books if they want to. When someone came up to my table, wanted to know about my books, I always told them that they could pick up those postcards because it talks about each of the stories in the series. So that is great. You can do that for a series and you can encourage them to pick those up and collect them to read and ponder later. Freebies. A lot of readers love to come to these book events to get freebies that the authors are handing out. Now, these are not books. They're just little things or even pricey things that are little, because when you have to buy things in bulk, it can get a little pricey, but freebies are good. I had painted seashells that I collected from Florida beaches. I painted them, I put hearts on them because shells are actually something that are mentioned in seismic crimes and tsunami crimes. There's a symbol there. So I had those on my table, and I noticed that a lot of other authors had a lot of great freebies. Pens, someone had little flashlights. That's one of the ones that would be pretty pricey. Just think of your story, think of something that might relate to it, and create a little freebie, some swag that you can do with your name on it, maybe the name of your series, your tagline, your logo, even the cover art for one of your books. You can personalize these freebies, have them on your table so people can pick them up. And when they see that you have a lot of stuff, a lot of freebies on your table, they will come over to pick up those freebies. And that is the perfect time to ask them what their favorite genre is, to pull them into a conversation, or to just start telling them about your story or your series. So that's great. That's a great way to draw people in and make them stay for a little bit so you can tell them about your book. A newsletter sign-up sheet is a great idea. I had one on my table with a giveaway. I had a little basket with a few items in it, a ring, poker playing cards, and a handmade bookmark. Everyone who came up to my table, I told them that if they sign up for my newsletter, they could win all of the items in that basket. The next day, I would be randomly picking a winner and notifying them. So I had 40 signups just for that one book event. I'm sure that when I do more book events and maybe have much bigger prizes, if I'm able to, I'll have even more signups than just 40. And 40 is already amazing. I was surprised about that. A newsletter sign-up sheet is great to get subscribers. Have a pitch prepared. When a reader comes up to your table and wants to know about your book or your series, have something memorized, have something ready that you can recite, that you can say. It could be the tagline for the series or for the book, or you can have a short little spiel about it. Just have something that you can actually say so you don't stumble or forget or just, oh, I don't know, someone's asking me about my book. What do I say? Have something ready. For a smaller event, like a signing at a library, you can have a review packet on your table for people to flip through and read short little reviews about your book or your series. I had one of these on my table at the book event, but because it was such a big book event and there were over 40 other authors there, and there was a lot going on. No one actually looked at that review packet. But if you can use that review packet and bring it to something smaller, like a signing, that's something smaller, that's something more intimate. People won't have to rush. They won't be like, well, I have to get to those tables down there before all of their freebies go away. People will be able to read your reviews. Just make sure that they're short reviews. Make sure that the font is big and readable. And you can even have multiple reviews for different books in your review packet. I had mine in a binder. You can have yours in a binder too, or in a folder, whatever you want, whatever works for you. It can even just be one piece of paper on your table with a few reviews. Stand to greet people when they're coming to your table. When I was at my book event, I was standing, so anyone walking by would see me and know, well, I'm the author, because I had a personal assistant, my mom, sitting next to me. And it's also more personal and it's less intimidating. If you're just sitting there waiting for people to come up, it's a little awkward when somebody does come up because they're standing, they're higher than you. So come to their level, stand yourself. Sit to sign a book though. It's hard to sign a book if you're standing, but when you give it to them, stand back up and, thank them and say your goodbyes and, tell them to sign up for your newsletter, tell them to pick up some postcards and some of the swag you have on your table. Smile. Make sure you're smiling. When you're standing and people are walking around, glancing at your table, if they look at you, make sure you have a smile on your face. That is welcoming. Don't just be, you don't want that. You want to actually smile so people will feel welcomed when they come over or even if they just pass by. Have water and a snack. This is big because a book event can go on for quite a long time. My book event was 4 hours long and I was stuck at my table. I couldn't go run off to get some water or get a snack, but I did have water at my table and I had a snack just in case I got really hungry because it went through lunchtime. Have water, especially because you'll be doing a lot of talking. Your throat will get dry, you'll get thirsty. The water will help with that. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have some great ideas for what you can do for your book event. And I hope you start considering what little freebies that you can hand out to readers. Thanks for listening. Bye.